Barak Yahweh,
Barak
Barak
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Shah,
Barak
Barak
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Barak
Barak
Yahweh,
Shah,
Barak Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Barakah, Badash.
Dash,
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. Hey, somebody get Acts 1 and 6.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 6. It says, when they therefore will come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, would thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right, that's the mindset we're supposed to be in. All right, because through the Spirit, things are getting closer and closer. And how do we know? We're basing it on the tokens that are being exercised on the earth from Yahweh Hashem Shah. All right, so at this time frame, for those that are basically straddling the fence, you're going to have to make a choice because Yahweh Shah will return as a thief of the night. All right, and so in order to get that penny, you have to sacrifice a lot of things for it. All right, go ahead, bro.
2 Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right, and how you do that? Via the scriptures. All right, so you filter current events within the Holy Scriptures. And that's how we know through the Holy Spirit that we are closer and closer. Go ahead, bro.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
Right, and how so? You know, a prophecy. Okay, but now guess what? It's happening in real time. All right, and doesn't that boost your faith? You know, give you more confidence in what you're doing? All right, go ahead, bro.
Then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, and so through these tokens, okay, being exercised on earth, we know that the second coming of Yahushua is close. All right,
this is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is the high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right, so at this time frame, we have been enlightened by the truth. So we are out of that deep sleep, but 2/3 of our people will stay in that deep sleep. All right, and for you guys that are straddling the fence, all right, not doing the work, but know that basically this is the truth, you need to fully come out of that sleep. All right, because at the end of the day, this will be the greatest reward you will ever receive in your life. All right, and utilize what? Utilize the signs of the times to motivate you. But the scary part about it is that gift of faith has to come from Yahweh Hashem Shah. He has to inspire you. All right, and once you're inspired by the Most High, then you are compelled, which means driven to do His work. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Luke 21 and 34. Watch start 33 says, heaven and earth shall pass away.
What is that talking about? The rulership of Esau. All right, and you can equate that. Why? Because Esau is in rulership right now. All right, so Esau's heaven, Esau's earth, okay, will pass away. Go ahead, bro.
But my word shall not pass away.
Right, this word will not pass away. All right, and it's going to be the same word that we're going to utilize to bring judgment into the kingdom of heaven. But guess what? During that time frame, this word is going to be inside of our mindset. Hence that fleshly heart.
And this is a guaranteed investment. You know, it's guaranteed to return. All we have to do is stay within. Like Yahweh Shah said, you know, that what you have, hold fast till I come. You know, keep your stocks in.
Yeah.
You know, we got to be, you say all money
All
in.
money in.
You know, that's the mindset that we got to have, especially now as we get closer and closer, man, because you have one kingdom that's being built up and one kingdom that's being torn down.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And it's spirit, you know, is telling us which is which. You know, we can see clearly.
Like in the cryptocurrency world, like when you invest in something and when the market takes like major dips, you know, they say, and you hold on to it, you know, you don't sell your stock or your currency. Right. You know, they say you have diamond hands, you know, so if you hold on to it, so that if you make it through those dips, then you'll make it through revenue, you know what I'm saying? Some type of assets, like income. You know?
And that's what the Most High is doing. Right now, it dips. Okay, 1 minute it be on, you know, prophecies will be on fire, then slow down and pick back up. But at the end of the day, you gotta continue to hold on to that penny. You know, you don't sell off that penny just because it done slowed back down. No, you keep it.
Verse 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time.
Take heed to yourselves, meaning what your conduct. You know, you have to walk in the spirit. Go ahead, bro.
It says, least at any time your hearts be overcharged with some fighting and drunkenness and cares of this life.
And what happens? All of this brings what? An unbalanced mindset, which leads you what? Out of the truth. You know, that's why you have to stay in that spiritual masculine frame. Okay, being guided, being governed by the scriptures.
We got one for you real quick. Yep. Because we come to a time where, you know, our mindset has to be so fixed on Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai that there's nothing, no one can show us and tell us when it comes to what we believe. You know, Proverbs 16:3. You know, and how do you fortify your mindset? By staying occupied in the prophecy. You know, by being detached from this society, man. You know, that's how you develop this mindset to look past this place, man.
The Proverbs 16:3.
Yep.
Commit thy works unto the Most High.
Commit thy works unto the Most High, and what's going to happen? Go ahead.
And thy thoughts shall be established.
Thy thoughts shall be established. You see, like I always say, when Apostle Tahar made that decree, you know, for brothers to do a video every day, that was for our protection. Protection of what? Our mind, to keep our minds occupied where our thoughts can be established. You know, because in this society, there's so many enchantments going out, it's easy to be caught up, you know, in the wells of Esau, Edom, and his enchantments, man. You know? So committing our way to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai establishes our thoughts. We do everything in balance, but this should occupy more and more of our time as we get closer and closer, you know, to the end.
Doing like those daily videos, you know, just being charitable, you know, in the spirit. That's like that spiritual insurance coverage, you know. And we always like any type of hell break loose, hey, you be accounted worthy for it because your works, man. So it's considered like those spiritual brownie points to Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. That's why I say so you be accounted worthy to stand from the Son of Man in that day.
Keep on.
I'm gonna finish this. Hey, brother, look up the word oblivious. This is Luke 21:35. It said, "For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth." And it's gonna be like a trap. And you see, the trap is laid, and the bait is your normalcy, man. You see, the normalcy that you people lust after. Go back to when things was good, when you could come and go as you please. You know, you want to just get past the pandemic and go back to the pre-pandemic era. You see, and Esau is dangling that normalcy in front of you, but he's giving you, all right, stipulations to get your normalcy back, which is leading to death. And you going right into the snare, man. You know, it's gonna lead all the way up until the chip. You know, so we see people walking dead into this trap. Why? Because they're chasing their life, man. You know? Yeah.
And this is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time.
Yeah, because the least know exactly what's going on. Right? They know what it means by us waking up. All right, they're in tune, all right, until the prophecies, man. You know, they know about the house of David. They know about the promises of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They know exactly what that means. You see? So this is the biggest threat to their kingdom, all right, is the lineage, all right, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the men of their lineage waking up to who they are and repenting, man. You see? So now it's someone else that's staking claim, you know, to the throne, because when you go into the Bible, the only two people that was promised the fatness of the earth were Jacob and Esau. And Esau was within his fatness, and now we're claiming ours just to come after. You see? So that's why this man is going to be moved with great wrath, because he know that if this keeps growing, all right, he done. You see?
Going to the word great, I think it goes into how he's going to be inflamed.
Yep.
You know, going to how like he's going to be that madman, sparing none. What they're trying to do through the spirit. They see that great awakening happen amongst our people. So now Esau is trying to upset biblical prophecies, man. That's what. And that's by doing away for, you know, the hopefully elect. Because 2/3 of our people, they already subscribe to the ways of Esau, Edom. So they already pretty much compromised in the spirit, man.
It's an old saying: when you lose it, you lose it.
Lose.
You know.
You know, They show them cartoons, and the cartoon characters, they get real hot. They get boiling hot. That's how Esau gonna be through the spirit, man.
Top flower. I got the oblivious.
Oh yeah. That's a good definition. Hey, for oblivious, and Edelman online says,
And this is the mindset, if you're entangled in too many things, within this society. Like people are constantly distracted 24/7. They don't know what's going on. That's why, when you're around these people, they got the energy of this place going on. Like people still think in 10, 20 years, people thinking like war ain't coming over here. Like people really are in their mind frame. And that's why the scriptures, that's why we have to guard our mind by being occupied in the prophecy, because that's reality. You got it, bro.
hey, this is from Edelman online for oblivious.
Yep.
And it says, all right, it says forgetful, disposed to forget, heedless, unaware.
Unaware. The way scripture saying, lest that day come up you unaware. And these Americans are completely oblivious, man. Especially in America, man. They're completely oblivious to what's going on in the earth, man. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says, unconscious of something, and no longer aware or mindful.
No longer aware or mindful, unconscious. People are in the actual coma. It's like they're in the actual coma. Because if you don't know what's going on around you, what's the difference between you and someone that's actually dead?
That's right. So literally, their brain dead.
Yeah.
From a spiritual perspective.
They just going through the motions of life, but the reality, they were oblivious to the reality, man.
Going to that veil, read Isaiah 25:7, like that veil, that covenant cast. They're also going into Isaiah 60th chapter, I want to say, by gross darkness to people, man. Hey, this is Jeremiah 8:7. Yea, the stork in the heaven knoweth her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe it together.
And that just proves that animals are more spiritual than these so-called people, which are nothing but creatures, which are nothing but beasts, because what separates us from them is what? The Holy Spirit. So we're civilized to that image of Yahweh Shem Al-Shah, but not from a perfect standpoint at this time. But we are still civilized.
So he says, yea, the stork in the heaven know her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane. And
so the stork knows when to move. The turtle knows when to move. The crane knows when to move. But these niggas don't even know that Esau is about to bring wrath. These niggas don't even know that Esau basically wants them eradicated from the world.
And the swallow observe the time of their coming, but my people know not the judgment of the Lord.
Hey, Israelites, which are so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans, they don't know, they don't have a goddamn clue.
The so-called Black Christian church is the less informed, community on earth. When you go into the Black Christian church, but they don't go into anything. All their energy is based on something current, all right, that has nothing to do, all right, with prophecy, man.
If I can add to my brother, and it's all by design. Because when you think about that term Christianity, what do you think about? Denomination. And denomination means what? To name completely. So through Christianity, you're not an Israelite. You're a Presbyterian. You're a Methodist. You're a Baptist. All right. And your mindset is driven under this so-called Christian standard, which is what? Nothing but an atheist/antichrist mindset. Because they don't believe on Yahushua as the scripture states.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, get that so 13 15.
It's Matthew 24:3. As he sit upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto me, privileged, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?
Yep, because it's always been inquired, by the prophets, the disciples. They was always inquiring when the end, because they understood the promise that was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, their word to me, being upgraded. You see? That's right. So our forefathers are always inquiring about this. So they're asking Yahushua, Yahushua is going to give them, signs. Like he didn't give us an exact date or a time, but he gave us the circumstances that will be going on when he will enter back into this realm. You know,
Tell us what shall these things be,
Yep.
and what shall be the signs of that coming, and of the end of the world.
Yep.
I'm just drop down to 6, bro.
And the end of the world is the end of this age. All right, the end of the rulership of the heathens. Esau, Edom is the last heathen that will ever have a rulership. All right, in the earth, man. This is it. You see? Go ahead.
I'm drawing down 6.
You got it.
Can I bring that one real fast? A 2 Ezra 6 and 8. And he said unto me, for Abraham and to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob, you know what? Let me just get to the point.
Yep.
2 Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. That Paul.
Yeah, and Esau is the end, was showing you that his rulership, all right, will be up during the time of Jacob rulership coming in, and it's gonna be through Yahweh Shai, all right, because those are all Israelites. Yahweh Shai sitting on the throne of David, the house of David. That's all right, of the lineage of Jacob, all right. So Jacob's kingdom, all right, ultimately is Yahweh Shai's kingdom, you know, and it's coming right after this kingdom. Esau, Edom is in rulership now as we speak, because these are the only two nations that were blessed with the fatness of the earth, man. Esau, Edom has the fatness of the earth. I was looking at it today. They say America has so much influence because of the market that it offers to the world. It has 300 billion, you know, people in the open market as consumerism. But then you have 2 billion people that speak the English language. You see, showing you that who's in power, because 2 billion people don't speak Aramaic.
That's right.
You know, like I say, Ishmael, the Araz and Esau. Well, why isn't Aramaic, you know, spoken? Why is it, you know, the crown family? Why isn't their currency the world reserve currency, man? You see? You got it, bro. Okay. Yep.
In verse 6, and you shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
Yep.
See that ye be not be troubled.
And that's all we hear. Especially now. All you hearing is about wars and rumors of wars, man. You know, what's going on over there between those Israelis and Hamas. All right, and those Israelis saying that they not gonna stop. Benjamin Netanyahu said they gonna bomb Hamas till they set them some years back, man. Talking about destroying their infrastructure, man. You know, but then you have all these nations in the world, you know, calling for a de-escalation, but it's not stopping, man. You see? And when other nations start getting into it, all right, because right now it's just those Israelis and Hamas, which the Israelis just having the field day, you know, with their little militant group, all right? But if those other nations start coming in and those Israelis start taking real casualties, man, you know, expect this thing, you know, to erupt, man. But we know it's all lining up together, you know, because as the chip, you know, becomes more and more, you know, evident, and the war becomes more and more hostile because these prophecies, they work together, you know. None of them is separate. They all work together. You got it.
Jeremiah 15:45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
Surely the least of the flock going to those Israelis, all right, those 1948ers, they're going to draw, all right, or drag these other nations, man. You know,
America.
Yeah, America going to be the main one because you just heard Kamala Harris, you know, talking about standing with Israel. And then whenever you got a woman talking about matters of war, you done, man. All right? That's the stamp that you done.
That's right.
You know? But she's talking about what? Stand with Israel. Stand with Israel. Just like, and who else is saying stand with Israel? You Christians in America. You black pastors. That's what you push. Because I was in church. That's what that nigga was telling us, man. Be good to Israel. All right? First off, we don't know them people. How the fuck we gonna be good to them? You know? They don't, you know, they already get all this aid. You in the projects and ghettos, you talking about be good to Israel. You know? But that shows you that what? The black church, all right, is the worst place to be in these times, man, because you are the least informed people on earth, man. Yeah.
So I got a little more. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them.
Yep. We're gonna make because what's gonna happen, see, and you people that's in America cheerleading for those Israelis, what those Israelis doing is gonna get missiles sent over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you don't understand. You know, so you cheerleading, you know, talking about Jesus protect Israel, you know, God got his hand on Israel, you know. What you don't understand, the actions of those Israelis, the IDF, is really Israeli Defense Force, their actions are going to lead to nukes being shot over here to America, man.
Right, because if you look at America's like the big brother.
Yep.
You have this term called proxy war. What does
Yep.
proxy mean? Proxy means to take care of. So it's ordained for Israel to start the fight and for America to come and finish it. And that's how Yahweh Shem Shah script. You know?
It's like a little brother getting jumped in the hood, you know. He go to his pit brother, he's like, hey, so-and-so jumped on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his pit brother gonna come over there and take on force, man.
But meanwhile, the little brother started the whole fiasco.
So that's at least being drawn to the flock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yep, because it's still a build-up. We don't know how long this thing gonna be drawn out. You know, like I said, we know, you know, World War III gonna break out this weekend. You know, it's gonna be a build-up, man, because there's still pieces being put in place. You know, because that chip, you know, will have to be mandated. You know, because World War III is going to be the stage where Yahweh Shah comes back in the midst of the you know, the most intense part of the fight of World War III. Yahweh Shah will come back, but what is Yahweh Shah showing us, man, that it's close.
Yes,
you know,
right.
for it to be that heavier conflict in that region, showing Yahweh Shah is showing, you know, that it's close. You know,
Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation,
Yep.
and kingdom against kingdom.
and that's what you see, because it's more than just that conflict with those Israelis and Hamas. All these major nations in the earth got conflict, man. You know, you got China into it with India, India into it with Pakistan, China into it with Australia, all right? Russia into it with America, Russia into it with Ukraine, you know? All these nations, when Yahweh Shah said nation against nation, he is pinning all these nations against each other, man. And all those nations have nukes, man. You know? So this third world war, you know, that's coming, all right, it's going to be a lot of infrastructure of these nations that's going to be destroyed, man. But America going to be completely destroyed, you know? So when Yahweh Shah said nation against nation, he meant that literally, man. You know, go ahead.
And there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, because war creates famine. You know, a brother look there, see they get an article about famine during war. Because see what you people understand when this fighting breaks out, all right, goods don't get to go back and forth like during times of peace, man. You know, when war breaks out, people start getting drafted, you know, to this war. All right, society don't function like it normally functions, man. You know, there's gonna be different sieges going on. Them nations gonna be blowing up, you know, cargo ships that's carrying goods. It's gonna be a lot of goods that don't make it, man. And America is heavily dependent on what? Imports.
Yeah.
You know. So what way to weaken America than to destroy the imports, man?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
This is according to National Geographic, nationalgeographic.org. It states conflict can cause food shortages and a severe disruption of economic activities, threatening the means of survival of entire populations.
Of entire populations, man.
Mm-hmm. Additionally, wars commonly trigger the displacement of huge numbers of people, cutting them off from their food supplies and livelihoods.
So war is linked to the famine. You know? So read that again, bro. I mean, brother, get what, 2 Ezra 16 and 21.
And that way happened to the north and south. The north cut their food supplies off, and you know the south had the.
It's more in Mississippi. Is more soldiers dying of famine than the actual combat, man. You know, because Mississippi was getting this food from the Midwest. They call them what they call the bread basket states. Yeah, and the elites cut that off. You know, the North cut that off, man. You know. Yeah.
And this is an example of what the brother is saying. 2 Kings 6:24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria.
Yeah, hey, the siege, and you gotta go think about it. The America, you know, learned a lot of military tactics from all these ancient empires.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
All right, back into 2 Kings 6:24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver. That's 80 pieces of silver.
Yep.
And the fourth part of a calf of dove's dung for 5 pieces of
So
silver.
you eating an ass's head, a donkey head, all right, and dove shit. You know, showing you that when Yahweh Shema Shai said pride will be brought low, pride don't cease. Why? Because these are going to be the conditions, man.
Mm-hmm.
And think about America, man. You know, you can parlay every day of the week, man. You can eat Mediterranean Monday. You can eat seafood Tuesday. You go to a buffet Wednesday.
Hibachi Thursday.
Hibachi Thursday.
Chinese food
You
Friday.
know, brunch on Saturday.
Yeah.
A rooftop with mimosas. You know, because you guys, even niggas that just work regular jobs, you know, they be scratching their head trying to figure out what they gonna eat. You know, whether they want Taco Bell or Popeye, but either way, you got options.
Yeah.
In America, and showing you how abundant America is, man. This is the Babylon the Great. You know, this place is greatly in abundance, man. But see, when that's cut off, all right, that pride gonna cease in the earth, man. All right. I say, and that war and famine, it go hand in hand, man. You see, you got that 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. Keep going. So we see all the signs that we getting closer and closer. You know.
2 Ezra 16 verse 21. Behold, vigils should be so good cheap upon earth.
Yep.
That they should think themselves to be a good case.
Hey, what we were talking about before, how people don't even want to go back to work.
Yeah.
You in a good case.
Yeah.
Here it is. You're making more money in your whole that you ever made in your life by not working.
On your ass.
What you mean? This is bad. Like talking about, you know, we preaching doom and gloom. Y'all tripping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jake chilling, man. You don't even want to go to work because people got it so made, man. So you don't think these people think that they in a good case? You know, hey, the Most High is rocking you people. He putting people deeper and deeper into a coma, man. He wants you to be completely off guard when he bring this pain, man. You know?
They say back in the day when we were coming up, revenge is a dish served best cold.
He let it get cold.
Cold.
You know? Go ahead.
Because it says that they should think themselves to be a good case, and even then should evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Sword,
Mm-hmm.
famine, and great confusion. Because you people not gonna understand, all right, what you know, the grocery stores ain't getting shipments, Walmart they get their shipments. You see, you people don't care what's going on in other parts of the earth, but when it starts affecting here, all right, when you start seeing, you know, Chinese helicopters, you know, Russian warships, you know, on the coast of Cali, you know, you gonna be confused. What the fuck, you know? That's what's coming though. Our great confusion gonna increase, man, because you people are so oblivious. So when reality really hits, man, you gonna be done. You know? You got it, bro.
Hey, this Isaiah 59 verse 9. Therefore is judgment far from us, neither do justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity.
You can apply this to, you know, this time frame right now. It's like the brother said, these guys and these women, they're relaxed. Okay, they still have some form of normalcy. Because as long as you got like money in your pocket, everything is okay.
Yep.
So Yahweh Shem Ashai is doing it by design, and he's having Esau to do it by design, because the more money he puts out there, the weaker the dollar becomes. You know, he's through with the dollar. That's the real reason why he's giving that shit away like that. But at the same time frame, it's still knocking you niggas back off.
I think it was a how talking about how somebody he was driving, talking about how they bought a new car and they were paying the notes on it. And he was like, his auntie bought the same car cash.
Mm.
He dropping 20, 30 bands on the whip, man.
Yeah.
You know?
These cats get his PPP loan, P loans and things of that nature.
They bring that out real quick.
Hey, brother.
Oh, it's like, yeah.
So back Isaiah 59:9, it says, therefore is judgment far from us. We will do justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity.
Your confusion. You know, that's all you people gonna hold is confusion, because you're waiting on the man of darkness, Esau, Edom, to guide you. All right, to
It's a
some
light.
type of salvation.
It's a light.
Yeah.
It's a salvation.
You know.
It says, for brightness, but we walk in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
We grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes.
Yeah, you will not know what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
When this thing really breaks down, you people will not know what to do next. You won't even know what your next thought should be. You know, that's how far gone you're gonna be, man.
That's why it says Isaiah 24, it should be crying for wine in the streets, man.
Yeah.
So all hell breaks loose when you really got your back toward the wall. You're gonna be looking for the true prophets out there, man. And it says, we had no eyes, we stumble at noonday as in the night. We are in desolate places as dead men. So it means that you are spiritually dead.
But
That word
living.
Because it goes to the word obscurity, it means absent or void of light, man. And you know, the true light is, the understanding of the scriptures,
And then destiny means utterly empty, or utterly destroyed from a spiritual standpoint.
Yeah. Because if all you know how to do is play dress up, take pictures, the hell you gonna do in these times, man? All you know how to do is roll blunts, and rap niggas whole house. What the hell you gonna do in these times? You empty, man. And that's what's gonna be the case for a lot of people, of the tribes, man.
This from Forbes.com. It said 3 states offer 1,000, 1,200, and 2,000 return to work. To work bonus as more than 300. So sorry, the bonus has more in 300 unemployment benefits.
Yeah, so here it is. They're trying to bribe you to come back to work.
Yeah. And that's crazy at times when I thought about that when reading this. I just read an article yesterday on CNN that's talking about a labor shortage. So now it's jobs now.
Yeah.
You still got people to actually to work
Yeah,
because they satisfied.
Yeah, because Biden said he wanted the economy to go from relief to recover. Something like that.
Okay.
But they say ain't no people don't want to work.
Yeah. So and then this let you know. So here it is, work these jobs all this time, and they give you a 40-cent, 20-cent raise every year, but all of a sudden they got a $1,200, $2,000 bonus to give you.
Yeah.
What has money been at?
Yeah.
You're right.
Where all this money been at when we were actually working? With people, breaking their back. Showing you, man, that this is a very imbalanced system, man. You gotta keep getting.
All right. At least 21 Republican governors have now announced that their state will stop paying the extra $300 a week federal unemployment.
Yeah, those what they call red states. You hear a lot of red and blue states, because the red, they anti-mask. The Republican state, they're anti-mask, and they're about the economy, open up. And then you got the blue, that's more on the more restrictive, on restrictions, dealing with the pandemic, and making you people, satisfied with welfare, man. But both ideologies destroy you, but it's just to cause division amongst the common people, man. Go ahead.
I said unemployment benefits to childless workers. Governors have argued that the benefits is too rich.
Yep.
And is discouraging marriage from returning to work.
Yep.
empathy, no,
Impeding.
impeding the economy recovery.
Yeah, so they saying people not returning to work is impeding, or upholding the economy recovery. And what you have to understand, this is by design. The elites did this by design. They want this middle class to crash, but they want to do it where the people blame each other and not them. You see, because they're the ones pulling the strings and giving the go-ahead. Biden doesn't have the authority to push $2 trillion into the economy. That's a banker move.
That's a banker move.
Yeah,
because president means first servant.
Yeah.
And he serves the elite bankers.
Yeah.
And then just speaking on behalf of what the brother just stated, and that middle class will be wiped out.
Yeah.
How do you know? You go to Revelation, the 13th chapter, when it talks about receiving the microchip. It tells you rich or poor, small or great, no middle. So through prophecy, we know that middle class will evaporate.
And they're doing it now.
That's right.
Keep reading.
So most of these states are simply planning to stop participating in the federal government supplemental unemployment benefits program.
And this is more division. You see, it's gonna be more riots because if you've been sitting on your ass, all right, and you get because like in Mississippi, let's say your regular unemployment by $312. Well, you get the extra 300, you getting $612, and that's more than you were making a week. All right, from being a dishwasher, on the back of a garbage truck. Like, who the hell gonna go back to that?
Substitute teacher.
Yeah, a PE teacher. Yeah, Go ahead.
However, Arizona and Montana have softened the blow by extracting 2,000 to 2,000 and 1,200 return to work bonuses.
Yeah, so you get $1,200, $2,000 bonuses for returning to work. So here it is. They give $1,400, like they bid for the slave, man.
They are.
It's like they bidding for the slave. You see, but this is beautiful because the scriptures. You got it. Yep, the Isaiah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Isaiah verse 19 and chapter 19 and 2.
Yep.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother.
Yeah, and that's what you see because when you look at especially these politicians, they're all majority Edomites.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a big divide, dealing with the pandemic, how that should be handled, the money, the stimulus. And then it's a big divide on this whole alphabet movement. Like there's a lot of Republican states, they not letting them them transform and play girls sports.
Yeah.
It's a big divide. In Arkansas, the governor signed off on it, but the House of Representatives in Arkansas, they voted his decision out, man. He vetoed, but then they voted out his veto, man. You see? So it's a great divide amongst the Edomites, man. About how their kingdom should go forward, man. And it's just gonna lead into war on every level, man. Domestically, nationally, and internationally, man.
Sedition.
Yep.
And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yep, kingdom against kingdom. It's saying the same thing. City against city, kingdom against kingdom, because it's gonna be on every level, man. All the way up to Joe Sixpack with his shotgun, to Pew with them hypersonic missiles, man. That's the divide gonna be from there to there, man. And it's all overthrow this current rulership, man. So it's getting closer and closer. Like now we're in the time of just waiting and watching this thing play out, because it's here. All we have to do is endure, stick to the script, man. Give diligence to make our call and election sure.
And it's Luke 11:17, but he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
That's what's happening within the kingdom of Edom. All right, there is division amongst them. All right, and then if a kingdom is not united, what happens? It'll break the loose and fall.
just like the ancient Roman Empire, man.
Mm-hmm.
And a house divided against a house falling.
Mm-hmm.
If Satan also be divided against himself, how
Look
should
at the nation of Israel. And when the father was separated from the mother, or the husband and the wife, what happened to that household? And then it actually manifested on a larger scale as us being a nation. You know, how do you destroy somebody truly from within?
how should his kingdom? You say if Satan also be divided against himself, how should his kingdom stand? Because you say, I cast out devils through Beelzebub.
Mm-hmm. So Satan is against Satan, which are who? The so-called white people or modern day white people, which are Edomites, according to holy doctrine.
It's Matthew 24:8. All these things are the beginning of sorrow.
Yep, the beginning of sorrow, man. Like I say, this thing gonna be, we finna see this thing be drawn out, man. It's here. You know, to pick up, die down, pick up, and die down, you know, so it's gonna be kind of drawn out. But once Yahweh Shema Shah remove the prophets, things gonna happen quick, man. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Yep.
And shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Yeah, the hatred coming, man. You know, we can't leave this part out. The Yahweh Shai is giving, you know, the disciples a rundown of the scenarios, what will be going on in these times. So we know we're going to be hated greatly, especially when Esau, you know, pushes his smear campaign, you know, against the prophets, man. We're going to be hated, man. You know, that they're going to look at us as the problem in the earth. The people are going to be frustrated, taking losses, and then we come teaching the downfall. Look like we kicking the place while it's down, you know. So they gonna be pissed, man. All in the name of Yahweh Shai. Some of us will have to make that ultimate sacrifice, but it is what it is, man. There's nothing to save here, you know. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and hate one another.
Hey, that's what we seeing happening, man. Look at the gun violence, how it increased this year, man. This place getting cold, man. You know, what you had Jake killed 4 family members over stimulus check. You know, killed his baby mama. Her mama and 2 cousins and her daughter, you know. Wilding out. Over $700, man. You see? People getting offended, you know, and waxing cold. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Yeah, that's what we see. All right, heavy, man, because you look amongst these Israelites, it's these guys, they got the craziest doctrine on earth. You know, they got these huge followers, man. You know, but that's how Yahweh Shema Shah wanted. He wanted to deceive many. All right, because he's not here for the many, he's here for the quality, man. You know, but you got guys saying anything, man. You know, look at Tazariak, his latest episode. That whole I should be cake. All right, IUIC. You know, look at these guys, but they come as if they're this chosen, you know, sect of Israelites. You know, they come as if they got the way, but see, they're deceiving many, but they're supposed to be happening. Someone has to play them roles. Yeah. We just call it out. You can believe it or not believe it, but it's happening, man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And because of iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold.
Yep, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Hey, because especially when they push as if those who have not got the jab are holding back everyone else from getting the normalcy. You see, you don't get the chip, you hold everybody back from being, you know, getting the normalcy, man. All right, there's gonna be people that you thought was okay, man. They're gonna hate you, man, because you in the way of their normalcy, man.
Yeah.
Thus said Esau's meeting.
Yeah. You got people who take the jab. They say, I'm taking it just because I want things to go back to normal.
Yeah.
You know?
You see in certain places in the United States, they're slightly opening the states back up and letting people that receive the vaccine, you know, to actually enjoy so-called normalcy. Yeah. Even in the EU, I think they're going to slowly open it up for so-called Americans to travel over there who don't receive the so-called vaccine.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's the, my bad. Yeah, so that's the next phase of it. But then what happens when they don't get those numbers up as they want more? What's going to happen is then they're going to start blaming the ones that are not getting it. It's all a phase, man, through behavior modification. You know?
That is the book of Psalm 141. This book of Psalm 141 and 8. But my eyes are unto thee, O power of the Lord, and thee is my trust. Be not my soul destitute. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me.
This is all a trap, man. All right? Esau has never done anything to benefit our people. He always do things to keep him and his nation on top. And that's how you got to look at it. But 2/3 of our people still want to be joined hand in hand with this monster. You know, but at the end of the day, you can't make something that was designed to be crooked straight.
So that's why it says in the book of Ephesians about putting on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Don't fall for the wiles of this devil. As far as wiles and his trickery, man. Those smooth speeches, you know, because a lot of our people, they fall into his disguise, how he put out there on mainstream news. You know, everybody clocking into what mainstream news say. Why? Because Esau Edom was talking about it. You know, it ain't right if the white man he's saying it.
Right.
So not to mention his gifts, stimulus checks.
Yeah, like people was talking about Donald Trump, you know, the first stimulus check. They're like, oh, he ain't bad after all.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. You know? So it says, keep me from the snares which they had laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, the gin is nothing but a trap. Okay, the workers of iniquity. Who's the workers of iniquity? Esau Edom beginning with their nobility, because they control this entire system. That's who Satan on the left-hand side is dealing with, of Yahweh Shem Shah. But the top echelon of the nobility of Edom. They actually are the ones summoned Satan themselves.
Yeah, that's why one of the Rothschilds, I want to say it's Mary M. Cheryl Rothschild, that's why he said the best time to buy is with blood in the streets, man. You know?
So watch that cryptocurrency shit. So what they're going to do is, you know, for these people that are basically selling off and afraid, hey, these whales are so-called, they're going to make major moves as far as like buying that shit. You know?
Verse 10.
And then they're going to turn around and sell for a higher rate.
Verse 10, let the wicked fall into their own nets. Whilst that, I will thou escape.
Yeah, that net, they're going to fall right back into that net, which is what? This system. Okay, this system was created to oppress the nation of Israel.
And all they're doing is getting people used to, you know, their digital currency.
Yeah.
Because what Dabu always talk about, you know, what they're going to roll out is their CBDC, which is a central bank digital currency, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's going to be, you know, managed, all right, through your chip.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
that's what all road leads to. So they're getting you used, you know, to this digital currency because that's what they finna unify all these currencies of these nations with, man. Because when the dollar crashes, all economies crash.
Yeah.
Because it's the world reserve currency, man.
That's the reset.
Yeah.
Their so-called reset. One religion, which is satanic worship or Satan worship, and then, like you said, the one currency.
Yep.
And can I say this, bro?
Okay.
You know, and they had us tricked. We watched WCW back in the day, and then you had the NWO shit.
Yeah.
And we were watching that shit.
We're throwing that shit up too.
But but that is in our mind. So but now, but sometimes we really didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. But we know exactly what it is now. But we're like, yeah, NWO.
But you know what, man? I ain't never like them niggas. It was always the money vibration, man. You know.
My bad.
But no, I mean, ain't no wrong when you was a kid.
No, I just seen they were playing with our heads.
Yeah, they programming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Esau cold, man.
This is Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved.
But he that endured all these things that we see, you know, because like I say, wartime, you know, we can't be fearful, you know, in these times. We can't draw back, you know, like I say, we can't sell, you know, our life gonna be on the line, we're gonna be hated, we're gonna be despised, you know, but we have to endure all these things, man. You know, death is a possibility, but we have to endure all these things, and the same gonna be saved. You know? So as we see these things closer and closer and closer, because every day is a step closer. No,
Yeah.
prophecy don't go backwards. It don't stop. It might slow down, but it don't go backwards or stop. You know? So every day is closer and closer, man. You know? All right, well, with that, you know, we pray that you brothers, you know, you few sisters watch, were edified. Once again, we give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua,
Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to our younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations, and hopefully. Till next time, we say shalom.
Shalom.